On 24th March 2020, India was put under complete lockdown to combat the COVID-19 pandemic. The sudden implementation forced hundreds of migrant workers to begin a perilous journey back to their villages after they were robbed of their livelihood.
साइकिल पे कितना देर समय लगेगा?
सर चलेगा 10-15 दिन चलेगा। यहाँ लॉकडाउन से बढ़िया तो चलते रहेंगे हम लोग।
कहता घर जाने के लिए भी कहता 2500 रुपया टिकट। 2500 रुपया अब मियाँ बीवी में 5000 रुपया हम कहाँ से लाएंगे?
4 घंटे लग रहे हैं। यहाँ पब्लिक हमारी भिखारी की तरह रोड पे आ गई। हम लोग अच्छे खाते पीते थे, उसे खाने के लिए हमारी पब्लिक देखो लाइन लगाती है। भिखारी की तरह अच्छे भिखारी बन के रोड पे भीख मांग रहे हैं हम।
India has a female migration population of 312 million. Yet, the data on women migrant workers is scant. The major reason for the lack of proper data is due to marriage being cited as the most prominent grounds for female migration. However, women who move for marriage constitute a majority of the female labor force, especially in rural areas. During the pandemic, migrant women workers have been at the front lines as nurses, Anganwadi workers, midwives, sanitation workers, and they constitute a large number of domestic, agricultural, and construction workers as well. The nature of their employment is mostly informal. This means that there are generally no written contracts, making them more vulnerable to exploitation. Migrant women workers perform vital jobs but have to work longer hours for lesser pay, face discrimination and gender violence. The lack of public policies on female migrant laborers and gap in implementation of the remaining security policies for women further aggravate the vulnerabilities. The pandemic and the subsequent lockdown has disproportionately impacted women migrant laborers. Women in general have faced more job losses than men during lockdown. Lack of health and sanitation facilities add to the woes of women laborers. Pregnant women and women with children had to walk for miles before they could avail any transport, if at all.
This woman, she is 7 months pregnant. She is also walking for the last 12 hours. मैडम आप कहाँ पे जा रही हैं? कितने बजे निकली हैं? और आप 7 महीने की गर्भवती हैं। किस तरीके की परेशानी हुई?
रात को 7 बजे से निकली हूँ।
हाँ, कहीं रुके थे या कैसे चल रहे?
नहीं, तब से चल ही रहे।
यानी सुबह का भी करीबन 7 बजे तो 12 घंटे से लगातार चल रहे हैं?
हाँ, ऐसे बैठती हूँ थोड़ी देर और फिर चलने लगती।
अच्छा, मदद नहीं मिलती?
नहीं।
अच्छा, तो आप लोग यहाँ पे रुक क्यों नहीं रहे? आप इतनी परेशानी उठाकर चल रहे हैं।
रुक के क्या करेंगे? सब बंद रहता है, खाने पीने की कुछ भी व्यवस्था नहीं है।
खाने पीने की व्यवस्था नहीं है आप लोगों की?
नहीं।
आप कहाँ पर जा रही हैं? बुल्ढाना।
The National Commission for Women issued directives to the Ministry of Women and Child Development in 2020 to ensure measures related to food, shelter and hygiene, safety, and health. But the directives have not been properly implemented across the nation. The challenges women migrant workers face are issues intersecting from class and gender discrimination. It is extremely essential to guard the interests of women migrant workers through advocating for proper health and sanitation facilities, right-affirming legislation for informal workers, interventions to dismantle gendered recognition and distribution of skills, more social security, and most importantly, framing of labor policies keeping in mind gender issues.